Welcome back YouTube, it's Garv here from Green God Fitness. So today I'm going to be taking you through my meal prep. So I have this meal here. This is basically cod fish and then some vegetables with it, and I'm going to be making some eggs because I usually take eggs in each of the meals, as eggs are really rich in some amino acids which you actually can't get from other foods. So as for me, I don't really eat chicken and beef. The main source of protein for me is fish. That's why there's few amino acids that I don't really get from those sources, so which is being completed by eggs. So I usually add up at least 4 eggs in each of the meals, so in which 3 eggs are just egg whites and then 1 is the egg. So I'm going to be taking you through this meal prep, and you'll be having a look like how much protein, carbs and how much fat is in these meals. So if you are looking for some sort of examples of what you can take as well for your meal prep, or if you're doing some competition, or even for your general health, like, so you can actually copy on in this meal as well, and let me know like what you think about this meal. And before we move ahead, I'm just going to give you a quick update on my macros as well. At the moment, my current macros are slightly different for training day and rest day. So training day it is 240 grams of protein and 300 grams of carb and 90 grams of fat. You will be having that all the data on your screen now. And for my rest day, I'm on 240 grams of protein and 125 grams of carbs and 120 grams of fat. So as you can see, there's a really much difference on the fat percentage there. I'm just going to go ahead and show you this meal prep now, and then let's see what are we doing right now first. Usually in all my meals I try to focus to get at least 42 grams of protein. On the rest day I try to manage to get 48 grams of protein. So in this meal that I'll be showing you all day, I'll be giving you full macro details on each lunch box, so you will be knowing like how much macros, proteins and carbs and your fat you are getting. So basically your total macros and how much calories is in it. So it was a really good example for you guys if you are looking for some sort of meal, because it was really hard for me as well when I started doing bodybuilding. Like the meals are one of the main thing, because usually, if you all guys know, it's like 25% is your workout and 75% is your meal. So if you're not good at the kitchen, if you're not eating clean food, you might be stuck in a lot of ways. Like, because if I talk about myself, I was eating because for me fish was the main source of protein, because I don't eat any sort of chicken or meat or beef. So the reason I wasn't stuck as well, because I was taking fish itself, but I was taking breaded cod, breaded hake and different sort of fish I was taking, but they're all for like breaded or fish cakes. And the point is, like, you are getting loads of calories, loads of random carbs, and just you're eating random calories in your plan. You need to be on a clean diet if you're in competition. So that's why I went off in my research what food I like and what way I can eat those foods, and came up with these few meals, which the first of all today I'm going to be showing you one of them, which is my main meal that I eat like at least 3 times or 2 times at least a day. So this meal would be like my one main source of protein, as it is really low in carbs and really high in protein, and even the fat percentage stays quite low. So let's start the preparation of the meal, and I'll be showing you step by step process how am I going to be preparing all the meal, and then let's get on with the video. So for the first thing, I need to preheat the oven. So I'm just going to turn the oven on the fan, and I will leave it on 200. So once it goes off, I'm just going to start putting my fish in there. And let's get started on packing all the packets. So basically, if we talk about the quality of the product, so these 2 fishes are from different sources. So if we are talking about first on the tray on the left hand side, so I got this fish from Tesco, and that's basically your Donegal catch, and if you can see, this is a €6 Atlantic cod, 100% natural fillets, and these are basically, you get 5 fillets in each pack. And if you see the quality of the product, it's really good as well, but you're spending around €6. So I wasn't sure that I'm going to find it somewhere else. I just bought like 2 packets, and then I went to Aldi. So if you see, the quality is quite similar as well, and then it's pretty cheap as well. There's 5 fillets again, which are really good sized pieces. It's actually bigger than if you compare them from the Tesco, from Donegal catch. So basically, if you look at these sizes of fish, it's quite big as well, and these are for €3.26 from Aldi. So even if you're comparing the price difference, it's quite cheaper if you're getting the fish from Aldi. But I'll be telling you about the taste of the fish after the meals are prepared, so you can just have a comparison between these two fishes. So it might be good for you guys as well to go for a better and cheaper option. So I'm going to be giving you a perfect review on the product itself. So for my cod, I'm going to be using this Cajun seasoning, which I got from Aldi as well. So it tastes pretty good actually. I tried on the egg earlier and it was really nice taste. And I'll be using my Himalayan salt for cooking, as this is the best salt you can use for cooking. And on the other hand, I have I'm gonna turn the pan on as well and make my egg. Basically for my egg, I'm using one egg, and I'll be using this egg white, which I got from Tesco itself. It's pretty good actually, and really handy as well. Then getting those eggs break and then relieving the yolk out, it's really messy. Like, and just you can use those egg white bottles. It's pretty good. It's €4.11 for a bottle. And on the other hand, I have my saucepan running as well. So I'm going to just throw some vegetables, which I already have it here. So I'm going to have some mixture of broccoli, cauliflower, and some carrots and pepper. And on the other hand, I have also green beans. So I'm just going to get started. I'm going to show you the clips in the middle. Basically, I'm going to put some vegetables in there, make my egg, get the fishes done with the seasoning and everything else, and put them in the oven. So let's just show you step by step. So I have my Cajun seasoning as well on the cod and the Himalayan salt. Basically, I'm not really a fan of fish flavor and stuff like that. I don't really like fishes anyway. I'm just eating it for the competition prep. That's the only time actually I started eating with fish, because before her was I don't eat any chicken or beef itself. But like then I started looking at fish. It's like, oh, maybe I can do this. It's actually, I don't mind fishes that much because there's not that much of taste and cost. I don't really eat any other fish because once I can actually like get some smell of flavor, I'm not really into that. So I usually eat just the cod, and then with the cod itself I have these flavors on, and plus I use these Nando's peri-peri sauce. I usually use like maybe 10 gram just for the flavor on the top. I don't really use that much as there's low carbs in those sauces as well, and plus the peri-peri salt. So I just throw these on top as well. And one of the main thing that I also use with my codfish is lemon. I know it sounds pretty weird, but I actually love the taste of some lemon on the top, and plus some Cajun seasoning on top before you actually need it after it's been cooked as well. But usually I just throw some Nando's sauce and salt and just lemon on the top, and it tastes pretty good. So I'm just going to throw these in the oven, and let's get started making the egg and the vegetables. So fishes are basically in now, so I'm just going to leave them in there for around 25 to 30 minutes, and once they are fully baked, I'm just going to take them out and show you the final product. And now moving towards the vegetables itself. So the way I cook vegetables is I leave the water on boiling on high knob, and then once the water is boiling, I'm just going to throw some vegetables in there and leave it on the high knob itself. Once the water is boiling again, just leave them on the simmer for 6 to 8 minutes and your vegetables are done. So before we just move ahead and start cooking the eggs, I just want to show you the vegetables are sort of done. So I just moved them to the small knob, and then basically I'm doing them a small more like boil for 6 to 8 minutes. So once 16 minutes are done, you can just take out one of the vegetables and just see, like, if they're kind of like soft, that means they're done. And I'm already heating up the pan, so I'm just going to start making my eggs. So I'm going to show you what I usually do is I usually just go ahead and basically use 1 calorie fry spray as well with this. So usually I don't really use it, but like at the moment I'm on my period for 1 more week, so I can just use at least 1 spray. So I'm just going to put 1 spray on, break my egg in the pan. And then I usually use my white eggs. So for the white eggs, it's actually 3 tablespoons makes up a 1 large egg. So I'm going to use a tablespoon, and I'm going to drop in 3, basically for 9, as I'm eating 4 eggs, so 3 will be my white eggs. So 1, 2, and so that's completes up to 4 eggs. 1 as full egg, and then the rest of them will be my white eggs. And usually I just throw some the Cajun seasoning on top. I'm just gonna give that a quick And for my eggs as well, I use same thing when it's on as well. So I just throw in some salt as well. And then sometimes I actually do put some chili as well on top, so I'm just going to go ahead and have some chili for taste. I really do like spice in my eggs. Or else it's just going to be really plain, so I usually just, if you see the egg, I just usually just going to cook it like that. I literally don't really like the soft part on the top, so once it's done on the bottom, I'm just going to flip it and then I'll be done. And I'm going to just, the vegetables are also almost cooked, so I'm just waiting on for another 2 to 3 minutes. And once the 2 to 3 minutes, I'm just going to close that. My fishes are in the oven and they look quite good at the moment. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take them out, I'm gonna flip them over and leave them again another for 10 more minutes. And once the 10 minutes are done, I'm just gonna take them out and I'm gonna show you the final result. So I'm gonna just finish out the eggs and put them in the lunchbox, and I'll show you once they all are done. So this is my last egg. I actually do put some black pepper on the top as well, and vegetables are almost done as well, so I'm just gonna close the vegetables and finish off this egg, and then finally I'm just going to drop all of them onto the lunch boxes, and I'll show you the final product once the eggs are done, and I'm going to throw some vegetables with it. And fishes are literally done as well. They're completely brown. I took them out, turned them over, put some more seasoning on the top, and it's pretty good. It looks pretty good now. So almost it's been in half an hour. So it's just going to take me another 15 to 20 minutes, and then all the meals are being prepared for today, tomorrow and the day after. So it's pretty good actually. It takes you now around 1 hour, but you have meals at least for coming 3 days, so it's pretty good. So I'm just gonna work away, do these things and give you a final update, but once the eggs are done, once the vegetables are done. So let's get them over with. So this is your final product, guys. So I have all the vegetables here. First of all, I'm just going to be adding up all the vegetables in each of the lunch boxes. I have all the eggs done. The egg is basically your 4 white raw eggs and then your 1 normal egg as large. And all the fishes are in there now. I usually weigh them as raw fish. I never weigh them after cook because they usually tend to shrink a bit. So I usually weigh them before cooking them, as everything you do in the camp should probably cook them, but you weigh them always before as a raw form because that's what you are eating. And what I'm going to do now here is I'm going to be eating my one of the meals now as well. So usually in those meals I add a few other spices as well, such as I'll add a first down of sauce, and I'll be using this peri salt seasoning. So I usually add up these things in the meal itself, and I usually add up some lemon as well, just for the taste. It's up to you guys. And I'm just going to add some vegetables in this, and this would be my meal for coming 5 days. And the macros I'll be showing up on the screen now. So as you can see on the screen now, there I have added up as 1 large egg, which will be your 1 gram of carb, 5 gram of fat, and then 6 gram of protein. And you have your free range egg whites, so basically that's your 3 egg whites that we took from the egg bottle, which is your 14 grams of protein and 1 gram of carb, so there is no fat in the white egg. And the cod I have put up as like Donegal Catch, which is your Tesco brand. I would be doing the same thing, putting up the next chart for the brand which I use for Aldi. They both literally look the same, but there's a huge variance of the price in it. So if you're looking for cheap fish, you would rather go with Aldi, because I've tasted them both. They exactly taste the same. There's no taste difference. So from future onwards, I would be going to Aldi as well to buy my fish, just because it's only €3.26, which is sort of half of what you will be getting through to Tesco, and they usually get 5 fillets in each of them. And that adds up your total to 25 grams of protein, 5 grams of fat and 3 grams of carbs. So it's 101 gram of cod I've put it in. And I already have my protein shake ready for tomorrow. I have all my pills ready, which are my fish oils, my vitamin C, D, and all the amino acid. And I'll be taking my BCAA and be preparing that as well for tomorrow. So usually everything, whenever I cook as well, I weigh them that I'm taking the exact quantity, because everything needs to be weighed when you're going for a competition. You don't need to be eating more, you don't need to be eating less, and you always need to target whatever your macros and calories you are being assigned for each meal. So I'll be also explaining in the coming videos and how to calculate your own macros and meals. What are the macros for your meals and how can you do it easily, for what software you can use. So we'll be going through in the coming videos, so stay tuned for those videos. Finally back here now guys, I have all the vegetables done here right now, as you can see. And basically I have a meal ready as well now. I'm just going to be using some Nando sauce, as I told you before. It's pretty good actually. Try that Nando sauce as well. It's really tasty as well with the food. If you don't like the flavour of fish or something like that, you can just add them up. Use lemon. Give it a try and tell me what do you feel about this meal. And the macros are really good on this meal, really less carbohydrate, amount of protein. And guys, I wouldn't force them much, but the meal preparation is one of the main things that you should be targeting in the kitchen, and do it as prior to if you're working 5 days. Like I'm working for 5 days a week, and I know it's pretty hard if you're cooking throughout the week as well. So I would rather be doing those kind of cookings on the weekends and then just get it over with, like for 2 to 3 days, prepare the meals. Then I just have to cook one more time on the weekday and just prepare the exact same meal. I usually go with the same meal because I love this meal. It's really good macros and everything else. Give it a shot. Leave it on the comment box what you feel, and what do you like the meal, or what changes would you be making in your own meal. Quite similar. So finally I'm done with the 5 meals, so it's going to be going on for, the way I explained to you before, another 2 days. And I have my meal for now, so I'm just going to take that meal right now. It has the same content, and then wash it. I already did my wash up as well, so which took me another 20 minutes on top of what time I took to prepare the meal. So usually in a round it takes you around 1 hour 20 or 30 minutes.